install your power windows, you will first have to remove your old window mechanism, and in some cases you may need to remove your old lower glass stops. The next and very important step in installing your power windows is making sure that you have proper fitting glass and run channels that are in good condition and properly aligned. A properly cut glass, when sandwiched between your hands, will have no noticeable movement from front to rear. You will also need to make sure that your glass slides up and down smoothly while being snug. On convertible or hardtop cars, without a door frame around the glass, you will still need to make sure that the glass fits snugly from front to rear. Also, check your glass to make sure it does not rock. Make sure that when your new glass is cut, that 3 to 4 inches of glass remain in the door when the glass is all the way up. A template is provided with our universal kits for determining where to cut the guide bar off at and for determining where to place the mounting brackets. To use the template, place the end marked bottom into the upper run channel. Then mark the template at the top edge of your garnish or door trim panel. Next, add approximately 1/4 to 3/8 inches to your mark to allow for adjustment and cut off the template. To mark the location for your mounting brackets, you should lower the glass to where it would be in the down position. Mark your door at the lower edge of the glass. We will show you how to use a template for this shortly. To cut your guide bar to the proper length of your glass travel, lay the template onto the guide bar. The end mark bottom should go against the upper nylon guides. The slider should be in the down position and against the lower stop. Then mark the guide bar at the edge of the cutoff template. This is where the unit will be cut off. After cutting the unit off, you will need to smooth the edges where the cut was made, and you will also need to remove the upper stop from the cut-off piece and reattach it to the guide bar. If the bolt in the upper stop does not align with a notch in the guide bar, you will need to drill a hole. To mark your door for the mounting brackets, take your template and place the line on the template, which is approximately 3 inches from the bottom of the template, and place it on the line which represents the bottom edge of the glass. This should also be placed on the center line of the glass. Mark your door at the center of the bottom web on the template, and at the center of the web as close as possible to the top of the template. If your door has an opening at these locations, you will have to install a cross brace or make yourself a bracket. Take the U-brackets that come with the kit and place them over the marks you have just made. Trace the outside of the bracket. Cut out the irregular opening which you have traced onto the door. The U-brackets will fit into the openings. Once they have been properly aligned, they can either be welded in or the tabs can be bent so they can be bolted in. These brackets will give you horizontal and vertical adjustment of your window unit. Do not attach them at this time. Next, we will place the glass channel onto the glass. Make sure the glass channel is the right length. It should be at least 3/4 of an inch from the edge of the glass so that it does not interfere with the side run channels in your door. If your glass is longer than the channel, that is okay. The channel does not have to cover the full bottom edge of the glass. Its purpose is to attach the glass to the regulator. To attach the channel, stand the glass on its top edge. Rest this edge on a smooth, solid piece of wood. Place the felt or glass sealing tape provided onto the bottom edge of the glass. Place the cork side down and fold it evenly over the edge. The metal channel will be driven on with a hammer. Make sure that the channel is centered on the glass before driving it on. Starting at one end, drive the channel on. Take a razor knife and trim off the excess felt. Your glass is now ready for installation. You may have to reposition the snap-in nuts on the guide bar so they will align with your brackets. Once you have repositioned the nuts, you can insert the unit into the door. Once you have placed the unit inside the door, slide a bracket into the upper hole and attach it to the guide bar with the 1/4 20 flange head bolt provided. Do the same with the lower bracket. Do not tighten the bolts at this time. Assemble your lift bar per the written instructions. The tube should float in all directions. You have the only unit available with a full floating lower channel which helps to prevent binding and glass breakage. This will be placed in the door and attached with the two 1/4 inch flange nuts provided. The pins will face towards the outer panel of the door. We have removed the outer panel for illustration purposes. Do not tighten the nuts at this time. We will now lower the glass and align the lower glass channel studs with the taps on the tube and attach with the flange nuts provided. You will secure and tighten these nuts at this time. Take the motor test lead provided and connect it to the motor. Touch the black and white wires to the negative and positive post of a fully charged battery. Reverse the leads on the post to change the direction. Do not permanently attach the leads. Do not use a battery charger. You may use a DC voltage power supply rated at 20 amps or greater. Run the glass all the way up. If your glass does not go all the way up, you do not need to worry. We will correct this later with vertical adjustments of the regulator. Reach inside the door and make sure that the lift bar and pins are not hitting anything. Move your bracket in or out if needed. The regulator nor the hairpin clips should be putting pressure onto the glass. The nylon balls should be close to the center of the pins. Now tack weld the upper bracket in place. Make sure that your glass is protected. You may also mark the tabs on the bracket and bend them over so that they can be bolted in. We will now let the glass down and make sure that everything clears before welding in the bottom bracket. Make sure the bracket is properly aligned in and out and tack weld in place. Again, take caution to make sure that you do not damage the glass when welding. With the glass run all the way down, shift the regulator up until the edge of the glass is flush with the top edge of the door. Then tighten the bolts that attach the guide bar to the bottom bracket. Run the glass all the way up and make sure it is sealed good at the top. Then tighten the top mounting bolt. Let the glass down and tighten the two nuts that attach the lift bar to the regulator. Run the glass up and down several times to make sure it is working properly. You may have to do some small adjustments with the bolts on the mounting brackets and with the nuts onto the lift bar. With new glass and channels, you may have to put graphite in your channels. Use a dry powdered graphite. Never use a liquid or spray lubricant. You can now finish welding your brackets in and trimming them off. If you bolt the brackets in, make sure that the bolt will not interfere with the regulator or glass when it is going up and down. Your universal window kit comes with stainless steel flexible wire conduits for the routing of your wire from the door jamb to the hinge pillar. These can be used on most cars. You will need to follow your written instructions closely. Make sure you drill the holes the proper size depending on the location of your small grommet and bushing. To determine the proper location of the conduits, stand on one side of the car and look across to the other door with the door open. The location must be seen from the other side of the car. In this case, it had to be very close to the inner edge of the door. The proper location of the conduits will allow the springs to slide in and out smoothly when the door is opened and closed. When installing your conduits, the small rubber grommets which hold the springs firmly can go in either the hinge pillar or the door. Your bushing will go onto the other side. You should decide which side the two pieces go on depending on which side you want the spring to slide into. The two holes should be in perfect alignment. This alignment should be done when you drill your pilot holes. Drill from one half into the other half with the door closed. In many doors, there is an inner reinforcement panel. You will have to either make a hole in the reinforcement for the wires or the spring, depending on which way your spring will slide. We hope this video will help you in your installation process. Please read your written instructions carefully and thoroughly. Everyone at Specialty Power Windows would like to thank you for your confidence in our products and for your purchase.